gets his sign, comes in with the pitch, and it is low for ball one. All of a sudden, Ackenhausen has thrown 4 straight balls. One and 0 count to Ackenhausen. 2 men on. Top of the third, Rams lead 1-0. Ackenhausen takes a big swing at that one and misses for strike one. Evens the count at 1-1. 1 out. Banker getting a sign from his catcher, Copeland. Takes a glance over second, comes in with a pitch outside for ball 2. Ackenhausen ahead 2-1 on the count. Looking for something he can get a hold of. Lots of room down that third base line. They got him shifted over to his left. Guess they figure he's going to swing late to the pitcher. And that ball's outside. Once again, the pitcher, Banker, in danger of putting another Ram runner on base as he's behind on the count 3-1. Takes a look, comes in with the pitch. Fouled off by Nate Ackenhausen to run the count to full. Full count, 1 out. Here in the top of the third, Rams lead 1-0. On a deep hit ball by Jack Hammond that went to the wall in the gap, and here comes a pitch and a high fly out to left field. They're coming in, long run to get it, but he is able to come in and make the play is Keegan Murray, the left fielder for the Sandites. The runners will have to hold at first and second. Jack Hammond out at second, Cam Thompson down at first, and to the plate for the Rams, Nate Wagaman. Be a good time for Nate to hit his 6th home run of the season if he finds one to his liking. Banker gets a sign, comes to the plate. Nice curve ball there by Banker for a strike one call on Wagaman. And again, if Nate can place the ball, right field line is there for the taking. They got him everybody to the left. And that's where he looks like he was aiming as he fouls that pitch back to the screen to fall behind 0-2 on the count. Again, regardless of tonight's outcome, the first game tomorrow will be at 3 o'clock. And if we have to play 2 tomorrow, the second game, the if necessary game, will be at 6. Banker gets his sign, comes to the plate, and Nate just reaches out and gets it. It's in the infield, and the catcher, Copeland, able to make the play for the 3rd out of the inning. So, but the Rams able to put one across on one hit. They did have 2 men left on, but take that lead 1-0 over the Sand Springs Sandites. We'll be right back here for the bottom of the 3rd inning coming up. That's true, yeah, because I was. All right, you are back here on the Owasso Sports Network. Glad to be live streaming it to you today as the Rams are able to take a 1-0 lead in the top of the 3rd. And if you just join us, Rams are the visiting team because teams are the home and visitor are determined before each game by coin flip, and either the Sandites won the coin flip or the Rams lost. Either way, the Rams find themselves as visitors, but they do find themselves, they have 1-0 here in the bottom or top of the 3rd inning as As at the plate is Jacob Snodgrass, and he fouls off the first pitch for strike one. Snodgrass, the right fielder for the Sandites, and looks at a low ball for ball one. Sandlin gets his sign into Martin for a called strike on the outside corner to go ahead 1-2 on the count. Sandlin has his sign, comes in for the pitch, and able to get the swinging strikeout for the first out of the inning. Snodgrass goes down on strikes, which will bring to the plate the top of the lineup, left fielder Keegan Murray. Murray grounded out to the shortstop last inning. Beekler hitting from the left side. And he makes an offering at a nice breaking pitch down low for strike one. Falls behind on the count, 0-1. Sandlin ready for the pitch, comes in, and again a low pitch that Murray swings and misses for strike two. Looks like that's a slider coming in there from Sandlin. It's working really nice as he gets the sign from Martin. Probably nothing that Murray's going to be able to hit here. And he chases a high fastball, does Murray for the second out of the inning. The third strikeout for Sandlin. That will bring to the plate Malachi Burks, the center fielder for the Sandites, who struck out back in the first inning. Sandlin has his sign, and he comes on the outside corner for strike one. Just painting that corner there. A little Michelangelo there. He has a sign, comes in with a pitch, and looks at an inside on the plate for strike two. Both sides of the corners working tonight for Sandlin as he looks in for the sign. And is able to get him again on a high fastball for his fourth strikeout, and then for the third strikeout of the inning. Makes quick work of the Sandites. 3 up, 3 down, all strikeouts for Sandlin. That will complete 3 for us here at Stegall Field, with the Rams, your Owasso Rams, leading 1-0. You're listening to Ram Baseball on the Owasso Ram Sports Network. Welcome back to Stegall Field here. This regional game. Rams ahead 1-0. They had the lead after an RBI double back in the last inning by Jack Hammond. We'll start off the top of the fourth here with Brody Green at the plate. And he's able to come up first pitch with a base hit out into left field. He'll take a turn, but he'll stay at first base. So Brody Green coming up swinging for the Rams to get a runner on. No outs here. That brings to the plate the right fielder, Pepe Casey, who's batting in the 7-hole tonight for the Rams. Pepe Casey hitting .295 on the year. Had a big hit back in that first game today against the Redskins. He looks at a ball high for ball one. We do have a sign from Coach Turner. We'll see if anything going on down there with Brody Green. As Banker comes in for a strike one, swinging by Casey, evens the count at 1-1. Banker looking over his shoulder, just keeping an eye over there on Brody Green. And he does go back over, throws over, but not in time as Savage puts the tag on, but Green backs plenty of time. Banker stepping back on the mound. And again makes a offering over to third base, just kind of a token throw, making sure that nothing is on, no steal. Keeping an eye on him. Looks in for a sign, does come to the plate, and swinging late on that one is Casey as he falls behind on the count 1-2. Pitch off the plate. Casey making an offering at it. 1-2 the count, no outs, one runner on. And again, oh, that one gets away as he throws it away, and he takes a round. He's going to go all the way to third as that ball was, what? And that one is also out of the park, goes out of play. So Brody Green walks in for the second run of the evening. That one was all produced by Brody Green as he was trying to be picked off by the pitcher Banker, and throws it in the dirt, throwing over to Savage, and it gets away over there. And Brody Green never hesitated, going all the way around. And when the play went to third base, way over the head of the third baseman Peterson, out of play. So dead ball, and Green gets to trot on home for the second score of the ball game. And here comes the pitch, and Pepe Casey goes down on strikes as he swings at that third strike. So 2 errors on that play, was able to get the Rams with their run across, both on the same play. A throwing error on the pitcher and then a throwing error on the first baseman as he tried to throw Green out at third, unable to do it. Brings to the plate now Matt Turpin, the designated hitter, as that ball is low and outside for ball one. Good job by Brody Green forcing that play. Turpin looking for the second pitch, and it's again in the dirt, or in the turf, for ball two. Turpin ahead on the count, 2-0, one out. But a run across here for the Rams. When the other team makes mistakes, you take advantage of it. Brody Green able to do that, and in with the pitch, and offering on it was Turpin for a strike. To bring the count to 2-1, one out. Turpin batting the 8-hole, looks at the next pitch and offers again for strike, swinging through that one to even the count at 2-2. And he fouls that one off over the right-hand side. Turpin was able to get an RBI, sacrifice for an RBI in the first game. Went 0 for 3 with the sack. Steps back in on the right side. Banker with his sign and to the plate. Turpin offers at it, and it's going to float out of play down the right field line. Actually stayed in play, but just off of the workout facility down the third base line. So Matt stays alive. Count remains 2-2 with one out. The Rams leading the top of the fourth inning here, 2-0. Brody Green got himself on with a single, then kept bugging the pitcher Banker until he finally threw one away, and then able to also score on one thrown away out on the third base sign as Matt works the count to full, looking at a ball outside. So he steps back in with a full count, one out, and in with the pitch, and he strikes him out, swinging. That brings the number 9 hole, Trevor Martin, to the plate. Hit a long fly ball out to right field last inning. Trevor, the catcher for the Rams, as first pitch comes in for a strike, and he swings at it, able to hit it out to the shortstop, able to make the play over to first base in time for the third out of the inning, but not before Brody Green able to produce all the offense in that inning for the Rams as he scores the Rams' second run of the game. So after 4 complete, the Rams extend that lead by 1 to lead 2-0 here in the bottom of the 4th. We'll be back after this short timeout. You're listening to Ram Baseball on the Owasso Sports Network. Welcome back here to Stegall Field. We'll move into the bottom of the 4th. I'm so used to the Rams being the home team. I said after 4 complete, but that was just the top of the 4th. Rams are visitors in this game, so we move to the bottom of the 4th here. And at the plate for the Sandites is their shortstop, Cale Watkins, who made that last play as he looks at a high offering for ball 1. Sandlin able to strike out the side the last inning, and he comes in with the second pitch, and it's fouled off on the left-hand side up over on top of the clubhouse to even the count at 1-1. Watson was able to get one of the 2 Sandite hits back in the first inning, and in with the pitch. Oh, nice slider there by Sandlin as Watkins, I don't think, knew what he was swinging at there, as that was low and in the dirt, but he chased it. Falls behind on the count 1-2. Sandlin with the sign, and he's able to strike him out on an outside pitch. Beautiful pitch by Sandlin, out of the zone, up and away, and Watson just makes a offering at it and not even coming close. So Sandlin able to get the first out of this inning. That's his 4th strikeout in a row, 5th for the game. So nice job by David Sandlin on the mound so far in 4th inning. Comes in with a pitch, and that ball is outside for ball 1. Sandlin with the sign, didn't shaking off that first sign. He's got what he wants now. Comes in, bounces that one to Martin for ball 2. David Sandlin 4-0 on the year, 40 1/3 innings thrown so far this year. Only 15 runs scored on David as he gets his sign and comes in with a pitch. Ball is hit up in the air. It could be trouble. Hammond able to go and track it down out behind second base. Nice job by reaching up over his head and making that snag. That one could have been trouble, as it looked like it could have been an in-betweener, but Jack able to go out and track it down for the second out of the inning. So not only is Sandlin doing a great job on the mound, he's got his defense playing well behind him. Brings to the plate Kyler Copeland, and he swings at an offering for strike 1. 0-1 the count. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Rams lead 2-0. Sandlin with the sign and comes right down the pipe with a fastball for strike 2. Ahead on the count, 0-2 now. Kyler Copeland, the catcher, who's been doing a great job behind the plate for the Sandites. And he makes an offering, one in the dirt. Drops in the ground, and out is Martin down to Ackenhausen for the 3rd strike out of the inning, for the 3rd out of the inning. So the Rams able again to go 1-2-3, and we will move to the top of the 5th. Rams lead 2-0. You're listening to Owasso Ram Baseball on the Owasso Ram Sports Network. Welcome back here to Stegall Field, where you're listening and watching Owasso Ram Baseball as the Owasso Rams trying to work their way into another appearance in the state baseball tournament. You got to do it here first. You got to win your regional, take care of business first. They're so far so good as they lead 2-0 here going into the top of the 5th against these Sand Springs Sandites. Connor Beekler to the plate as he looks at a low ball for ball 1. On the other side, Sandlin done a great job so far as he's got 6 strikeouts in 4 complete innings. Another pitch him in low for ball 2. Beekler. Beekler worked his way on the base on balls and back in the 3rd inning. He's ahead in the count here, 2-0, and makes an offering at a strike for strike 1. 2-1 the count. No outs. We're here in the top of the 5th. Rams lead 2-0 over the Sand Springs Sandites. Beekler set, so his Sandlin comes. Fouls that one off over the right-hand side to even the count at 2-2. That ball is way outside for ball 3 to run the count to full. Banker so far going the whole way for the Sandites, comes in with a pitch. That's ball 4. So again, Beekler able to work himself on the base path. So the Rams leadoff batter becomes the Rams leadoff runner, which will bring to the plate Jack Hammond, who had an RBI double back in the 3rd that scored Beekler.
Now batting the second baseman, number 6, Jack Hammond.
That scored the Rams' first run of the game. So let's see if we can just have a repeat of the 3rd inning. As Hammond steps in, Banker comes to the plate. Curveball stays high for ball 1. Beekler is a threat to steal. He's got 23 stolen bases on the year, including those 2 he had in the first game today. Got a decent lead. Oh, caught leaning, but just a token throw over from Banker. Savage not even with the tag on play. Just wanting to make sure that Beekler doesn't go anywhere. Good lead now there by Beekler. Down he begins back easily as the throw comes over from Banker. Brody Green able to cause enough chaos over there and get one thrown in the dirt over there. Bickler takes off, and there's a hit and run on. That one could be down. No, able to make the catch. Well, they're saying that was down. No, he said he made the catch, and they were able to double off Bickler as we thought that ball was down, as did Coach Turner. But making a great diving play in center field was Malachi Burks for the out, and then back to first base for the double play, as Bickler was all the way around to home. So when you're up 2-0, you can take that chance. But that erases everybody from the paths, and 2 out now, and Cam Thompson at the plate as he swings at strike 1. Just a great play out there again by Malachi Burks. Couldn't tell at first whether it was trapped, but the ump said nope, he caught it. High fly ball back towards center. This one could be trouble as Burks is playing deep, and it does drop. And into second base for a sliding double is Cam Thompson. That was just one of those. The Sandknights are playing so deep in center field that Burks just too much ground to cover. And also going out was Watkins, the shortstop, along with the left fielder Murray. Nobody able to come up with the ball, and Thompson able to run and slide in for a double. So see if Ackenhausen can push him across as he is in scoring position. Nate popped out in the third inning. Comes to the plate, does Burt. That one's down low from Banker. 1-0 the count. 2 outs. Runner on second for the Rams. Nate Ackenhausen at the plate. And he's able to hit a line drive into the gap. That will easily score Thompson, as Ackenhausen is in with a stand-up RBI double. Nice piece of hitting by Nate Ackenhausen. He just went with the pitch right back up the middle, and they had him playing over to the left. So he said, well, you know what? You should have had me playing straight away, because I'm going to put this one out towards the gap. Able to score Thompson easily from second. Well, that brings up to the plate Nate Wogemuth. And we may have seen the last of Mr. Banker. Did a nice job, but the Rams are starting to hit him pretty hard, so we'll say goodbye to him as we will get you the picture here after we come back. You listen to Ram Baseball on the Owasso Ram Sports Network. All right, welcome back. We have a pitching change for the Sandknights as they will now throw number 20, Jackson Skaggs.
Now batting the center fielder, number 29, Nate
As
Wogemuth.
the Sandknights have chased Ben Banker from the mound as they scored their third run on a line drive double by Nate Ackenhausen. That will bring to the plate Nate Wogemuth. He'll be facing a lefty. Jackson pitches from the left side here. Comes in with a breaking pitch, stays high for ball one. May want to wait on a couple here, take a look at a couple, just to see if you can kind of pick something up here and jump on a fastball. Again, everybody to the left side as he swings through that fastball. He got what he wanted. I think he'd probably like to have that one again, as the count is even at 1-1, 2 outs. Rams able to push another run across the plate so far this inning as they extend their lead to 3-0. Skaggs gets a sign and promptly hits Nate Wagamuth. Well, no, I'm guessing the ump says no, that hit your bat. Nate started to take off down to first base. I think Coach Turner wants an explanation, but the ump saying that it was an accidental foul. Not going to win that argument, so Nate steps back in, but now finds himself behind on the count 1-2, as that was called a foul ball. One and two the count, and it comes in as he looks at strike there. So the count, a little bit of confusion here. The count's even at 2-2, 2 outs, with the pitch coming from Skaggs. Here's the pitch and a line drive. That one's hit hard out in the left field, but the left fielder able to track it down. Murray with the catch for the third out of the inning, but not before the Rams are able to score one run on 2 hits, 1 man left on. Rams lead 3-0 going into the bottom of the 5th. You're listening to Owasso Ram Baseball on Owasso Ram Sports Network. Welcome back to Owasso Ram Baseball here on the Owasso Ram Sports Network, as the Rams lead 3-0 in this regional contest against the Sand Springs Sandknights. Both of these teams won their earlier games, both teams beating the same team, as there are only 3 teams in this regional. We are one of the 2 regionals over here with only 7 teams in the district, so we end up with only 3 teams in the regional, so it's kind of a round robin type. But Union's gone, as they were beat by both of these teams earlier today. And Sandlin comes in with a pitch, and Valines fouls it over into the cheap seat areas down the third base line. Everybody ducking for a cover. All it was a long strike, as Valines falls behind on the count 0-1. Valines, the second baseman for the Sandknights, as he steps back in. On deck for the Sandknights is Bryson Peterson, and again with the second pitch and swinging through it for strike 2. Sandlin ahead on the count 0-2. He gets his sign and comes in with the pitch for his 8th strikeout of the game, as Martin promptly throws it out to the left fielder. I guess he must have thought that Cam Thompson hadn't done enough tonight, so he lets him get in on the action as he throws the ball back in. 8 strikeouts now for Sandlin, who's done a remarkable job on the mound tonight, keeping the Sandites at bay as he looks in for the sign and just off the plate for ball 1 to Bryce Peterson, Sandites third baseman. On deck is the designated hitter John Miller. Peterson grounded out to the second baseman Jack Hammond back in the second inning and looks at ball 2 from Sandlin. Sandlin gets his sign from Martin and foul back to the screen by Peterson to run the count to 2-1. And he looks at strike 2. The Sandites have only had 2 base runners all night. Couple of hits back in the first inning, and that's been it, as Sandlin has just taken care of business. That one's hit up the middle and under the glove of Connor Beekler, as Bryson Peterson able to get a single for their third hit of the night. So 1 out here, 1 man on. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Rams lead 3-0. And to the plate now is designated hitter John Miller. Miller in the 8-hole for the Sandites. Sandlin comes to the plate. That pitch is high and outside for ball 1. On deck for the Sandites, right fielder Jacob Snodgrass. Miller hitting from the right-hand fielder, left-handed box. Got him on the left side, and he looks at ball 2. 2-0 the count. 1 out. Bryson Peterson down at first base for the Sandites, being held on there by Nathan Ackenhausen. Has a decent lead, and the ball hit in the gap. No. Connor Beeker able to grab it, but too deep into that shortstop area back there, deep at the shortstop, and unable to make a play. So an infield single. So Sandites trying to make a little noise here as they have runners at first and second with 1 out, bringing up the number 9-hole hitter Jacob Snodgrass, the right fielder. So Sandlin hasn't really had much trouble. He had 2 men on back in the first, but really haven't had much trouble since then, as he struck out several of them. Looking in at Snodgrass, who was one of his strikeout victims back in the 3rd inning, comes into the plate. That ball's high. Snodgrass able to hold up for ball 1. Sandites were able to walk in the winning run in the game prior to this one against Union to take a 3-2 lead. That one's fouled high and over our heads, back out of play. So they're able to be patient at the plate, as they were in that 10th inning able to put quite a few men on base by the base on balls. They had a hit by pitch on one of them, and so and then Union promptly walked in the winning run, and then Sand Springs able to get a base hit to run that 4th run across, winning 4-2. Sandlin comes to the plate, and that one is low for ball 2. 2-1 to count. 1 out. Runners at first and second for the Sandites. Rams do lead 3-0, but Sand Springs trying to make some noise here in their bottom half of the inning. Sandlin comes to the plate and able to get Snodgrass to chase one. I think that would have been a strike anyways. That was right on the outside corner to even the count at 2-2. It'd be nice if Sandlin can come through here and get his 9th strikeout of the game. Be a big second out for the Rams. He's taking a long look for his sign. Too long for Snodgrass, as he asks for time, and it's granted. Steps out. Snodgrass, the right fielder for the Sandites. On deck, top of the lineup, Keegan Murray for the Sandites. Sandlin again taking a long time for the sign, able to get it. Comes in with the pitch, bounces it in the dirt to make the count run to full. Nice job there by Trevor Martin blocking that, keeping the runners from advancing. Right now you just have one runner in scoring position. That would have certainly put two in scoring position. Trevor Martin able to get in front of that and just use a nice job of keeping his body blocking that. Sandlin steps off of the mound. A little bit of tense moments here as the Sandites are trying to eat into that lead, and again timeout is called. Sandlin looking in for the sign, gets the sign, comes to the plate, and Snodgrass able to stay alive by fighting that one off. Fouled it back to the screen, the backstop. Count remains at 3-2, 1 out. Runners at first and second. Rams are at pretty much just a medium depth out in the outfield. Straight away they're playing Snodgrass in with the pitch, and that ball's hit down the third base side, but foul. So we'll just do it all over again as the count remains 3-2 with 1 out. Runners will go retreat back to their respective bases. Sandlin with the sign comes back in, and again fouled over our heads. I think that one may have found its way out in the parking lot. Count remains 3-2. Remains full, 1 out. Sand Springs coached this year by James Garrison. I don't know if this is his first or second year, because Billy Hudson was the long-time coach. And he's able to get him as a swinging strike 3 as Snodgrass goes down for the 9th strikeout of the game for Sandlin, and it couldn't have been a more timely strikeout. Big second out for David Sandlin and the Rams. Huge strikeout there for David Sandlin. Great job getting Snodgrass to chase a high fastball. As now we'll come to the top of the lineup, Keegan Murray, who was also a strikeout victim back in the 3rd by Sandlin. And Murray looks at ball 1. Taking a little bit more time now, just making sure he gets everything right and ready to throw. Comes to the plate, fouled off. It's to even the count at 1-1. Sandlin looking in, neither runner being held on, but neither one going anywhere. They need runs, not out, so I doubt if you'll see them doing much. Comes to the plate, just on the outside corner with a nice breaking pitch for the 2nd strike. Sandlin ahead on the count, 1-2. See if he can get out number 3 and strike out number 10 here with the pitch. Here comes the pitch, and it looks like he did it. He's going to appeal. No, the field ump says he did not go. Thought he had number 10 there, and I thought that was the end of this inning, but instead we run the count to even, 2-2 with 2 outs. Deuces wild. Rams lead 3-0 here in the bottom of the 5th. 2 runs, or 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on base. Sandlin with the sign comes in. Oh, didn't miss by much, but we've got a full count. To Murray. On deck is Malachi Burks for the Sandites. Full count, runners will be on the move. Runners at first and second, so this will either be real good or real bad for the Rams. Unless it's just a walk, but if it's a hit, it could be bad. Full count, here comes the pitch. And a nubber down third base side, but unable to get there was Brody Green, as that one falls in front of the Rams dugout. Looked like one of the Ram dugout men were going to try to make that play and realize that, hey, this is a live ball, leave it alone. But Green hasn't been able to track it down. So we're still sitting here with full count, 3-2, 2 outs, 2 runners on base, runners down at first and second. Sandlin in with a pitch, and again it's fouled off. So we will do it all over. Murray having a good at bat for the Sandites as he's fighting off pitch after pitch. Murray steps in again from the left side. Sandlin looking in for the sign from Martin. He gets the sign, comes in with a pitch. High fly ball, got him to pop up. Jack Hammond is underneath and makes the play for the 3rd out of the inning to keep the Sandites off of the scoreboard. After 5 complete, your Owasso Rams lead 3-0, and we'll be back after this short break. All right, welcome back to Stegall Field. Sandites putting in their 3rd pitcher of the game as Jackson Skaggs only pitched 1 inning. Now into the game for the Sandites, number 21, Mike Miller, a right-handed pitcher. He'll be pitching to Brody Grimm, who had that big single last inning. Or actually, it was in the 3rd, 4th inning, able to work himself to a run as he takes an offering at the first pitch, fouls it off over the right-hand side for a strike 1. Brody, as you saw, was able to manufacture his run all by himself back in the 3rd or 4th inning for the 2nd run of the game. Miller gets his sign from his catcher and hits Brody Green right square in the back. So the Rams leadoff batter is down at first base. As Brody Green is hit by a pitch by new pitcher Mike Miller. That will bring to the plate number 14, the right fielder Pepe Casey for the Rams. Pepe 0 for 2 for tonight, flied out to center field and struck out. See if he can get things going here in the top of the 6th, and that ball stays high for ball 1 to Casey. Miller saying it's the ball's fault. I need another ball. So the ump says, all right, try this one. Pepe Casey hitting from the right side. Looks like they're waiting for some of the Ram players to run down into the bullpen, as Coach Turner may be bringing in some relievers. We just don't know who, as there were 6 guys running down there. Miller ready to throw and hit to the third baseman, who throws it over to 4, and Abel, no, he says he called him safe. Unable to turn the double play. No, they did call him out. Looked like he was calling him safe, but he called him out. Not real sure of the umpire's hand motions there as he stuck both hands out. You know, that means safe in my rule book. Able to turn the double play is the Sandites. So we have 2 outs in the inning, as we'll have a pinch hitter coming in for Matt Turpin. Jet Tucker is now entering the game for the Rams. He'll step to the plate. Miller gets a sign, comes to the plate, and Tucker offers at the first pitch. It's fouled down the first base line, and the first baseman, Savage, able to make the catch. So quick work for the Sandites, as 3 up, 3 down for the Rams. That's in the top of the 6th. The Rams lead 3-0. We'll come back to the bottom of the 6th after this short break. All right, we're back here at Stiegel Field. Rams are holding on to a 3-0 lead here in the bottom, going into the bottom of the 6th. Rams visiting team today because this is a regional tournament, and the flip goes, the home team goes to the winning on the flip before the game. Rams, or the Sandites now. Keaton Campbell will hit for the Rams. He steps in on the right side for the Rams, and he offers at that one for a strike. Looks like strike 2. He watched the first one. Keaton Campbell hitting for Malachi Burks, the center fielder. And that was in the dirt for ball 1. Try to get him to chase one. David Sandlin going the whole way so far for the Rams, and has done a great job. Has only thrown 78 pitches, so nice job of keeping his pitch count down. That's what happens when you get 10 strikeouts so far in the game. Comes in with the next pitch and gets him to chase one for his 11th strikeout of the game to start out here in the bottom of the 6th. So David Sandlin still just humming along as he gets pitch hitter Keaton Campbell to strike out swinging. Now Cal Watkins, the shortstop for the Sandites, comes to the plate. And he looks at ball 1 outside high. Watkins 1 for 2, had a single back in the first, one of the 4 hits for the Sandites, and he struck out in the 4th. Sandlin gets a sign, comes in, and that one is fouled off down the cheap seats, heads up for strike 1. Runs the count to even 1-1. Looks like the Rams are kind of shifting a little bit towards the left for Watkins. In with the pitch, and he's trying to get a bunt for a single. Off the mound is Sandlin, able to get the out for the second out of the inning. Nice job by David Sandlin to come right off the mound, make a nice little scoop and throw over to Ackenhausen for the second out of the inning. Cale Savage now at the plate. Number 3 hitter for the Sandites. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Rams lead 3-0. In with the pitch and low for ball 1. Rams shift back over into regular play as he offers it that for strike 1. Playing straight away for Watkins, or for Savage. Savage is the cleanup hitter for the Sandites, and he fouls back. Strike 2. Ahead on the count now. Once again is David Sandlin. He has found himself working ahead on the count almost all night long. And that usually means good things for a pitcher, because they can usually get the batters to chase balls once they get ahead on the count. And David's done a great job of that all night tonight. And ahead of here again, 1-2 with 2 outs, comes in with the pitch, and that one is hit hard out into left center, and unable to make, able to make the play over. Making a great play is Nate Wogemuth, as they both were just about to meet, Wogemuth and Thompson. Thompson gave way as he was called off to the last second by Wogemuth. Wogemuth able to jump up and make the play for the 3rd out of the evening. So once again, Sandlin sees that he doesn't have to do it himself, even though he's done most of it. He's got a lot of help behind him with his defense, who's playing a great job tonight. So the Rams, after 6 full, find themselves leading 3-0 here in this regional playoff game. You're listening to Owasso Ram Baseball on the Owasso Ram Sports Network. We'll be back shortly. All right, welcome back here at Stiegel Field. Rams in good shape right now as they lead 3-0 over the Sand Springs Sandites. Going in here into the top of the 7th, and leading off for the Sandites is catcher Trevor Martin, who's had a pretty hot bat lately. Hasn't done much here tonight, but up until tonight, last few games, he has been hitting well. And he looks at a called strike 1 on the outside corner. Not one that Trevor probably wanted to even chase. Looked like a little outside, but umpire said, nope, caught the corner. So he's the boss down there. And Miller comes in with a second swinging strike on Trevor Martin. Martin steps back in on the right side. Miller gets a sign from his catcher and strikes out Martin swinging for the first out here in the top of the 7th. Miller did a good job back in the sixth as he was able to get a 3-up, 3-down inning
Now batting number 25, Connor.
with the help of a double play by his fielders as they're able to turn a double play. Brings to the top of the lineup Connor Beekler to the plate, and he looks at strike one. Miller's got that breaking pitch breaking pretty nice for him as that one started out on the inside and just caught the inside of the corner. That's not one that Beekler wants to swing at. He wants to look at a fastball, so he'll probably wait on one here. Miller comes in with the pitch, and that one is high and outside as that breaking pitch did not start out low enough and ends up high and outside. Beekler, the Owasso Rams shortstop, hitting .330 on the season so far. Looks at a ball outside to get ahead on the count, 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out here in the top of the 7th at Stiegel Field in this regional playoff game. That ball stays high for ball 3. Beekler a threat again. Last 2 at bats, he's able to work his way to a base on balls, walk. Miller taking his time here. Beekler steps back in. Miller with the sign. And that ball stays high. So for the 3rd time tonight, Connor Beekler able to work his way down to first base with a walk. And again will be a threat to steal, as he always is. With a team leading 23 steals so far on the season. That'll bring to the plate second baseman Jack Hammond. He's already had an RBI double once tonight. That pitch stays low and outside for ball 1. Miller now having a little bit of trouble finding the zone, as Miller's catcher Copeland will go out to have a talk with him. There is action in the bullpen for the Sandites. Number 17, Berg Preston, is out throwing for the Sandites. We'll see how long Miller's leash is. Sandites can't afford, if you're the Sandites, you can't afford to fall behind anymore, as Beekler takes a decent lead down at first base. Miller looking over his shoulder, taking his time, comes to the plate, swinging through the pitches. Hammond for strike 1, evens the count at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 man on for the Rams, looking to build on this lead. Any insurance you can get is all good. And there goes Beekler on a breaking ball called strike. No throw, as now Beekler finds himself in scoring position, and once again Copeland goes out to visit with Miller. Rams now have a runner in scoring position with the speedy Beekler down at second. Jack Hammond will step back into the box with a 1-2 count. Now a base hit would most definitely, if it was out of the infield, score Beekler, who decent speed, or has really good speed, out at second. Miller gets a sign. He does come in, and it's right back up the middle for a base hit. We'll see if Coach Turner sends him, and he does. Ball comes in, throw comes in, and way not in time, as Beekler is easily in for the 4th run. So Jack Hammond does his job once again for his 2nd RBI of the night with a single, and then he takes second on the throw to home, which wasn't even close because Beekler just going the whole way. Turner sending him around third. So the Rams do increase their lead of 4-0 on a nice line drive back up the middle. Beekler had to pause just a minute because he wasn't sure if the second baseman where he was at, but it was just a hit out to the center field and able to score easily. That brings up to the plate Cam Thompson, who looks at strike 1. So Jack Hammond doing damage tonight as he picks up his 2nd RBI of the evening. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Man out on second. That's Jack Hammond. Miller comes in with the pitch and swinging foul down the third base side for strike two. 0-2 the count on Cam Thompson. Cam has 33 RBIs for the season. We'd like to see him pick up number 34 here. In with a pitch, and that one's high on the infield. Looks like the first baseman, called off by the second baseman, and able to make the catch to set the lines for the second out of the inning. That brings to the plate Nate Ackenhausen. Nate had an RBI double back in the fifth. So we'll see if Big Nate can pick up his second RBI of the night. Jack Hammond still out in scoring position at second. 2 outs. In with the pitch is a high strike to Ackenhausen. Probably a little out of the zone for Ackenhausen. I'd like to see that same pitch right about belt high, and I think Big Nate would probably make him pay for it. Miller in with a pitch, and that one's hit hard out in the right field, and it may go off the wall. Scoring is going to be Jack Hammond, and Big Nate stands up with a double. His second double of the night, and his second RBI double of the night. Like I said, that one right down about belt high. Nate was going to make him pay for it, and he did just that as he bounces this one off the base of the wall for an RBI double. That extends the Rams' lead to 5-0 here in the top of the seventh. That brings to the plate center fielder Nate Wogemuth. Nate's 0 for 3, so he's due right now. Let's trade places with Nate for Nate. That's a nice breaking pitch that breaks down about 12-6 right off the outside corner for strike one to Nate. And a swinging strike two. Another big curveball by Miller, getting Nate to maybe chase one out of the zone. Don't know if Nate will see anything but another breaking pitch or something out of the zone here. Got to be patient, got to protect, but got to be patient. And that one does bounce right in front of the plate for ball one. Good job by Nate not to even offer at that one. Miller with the sign. Ackenhausen down at second for the Rams. Wogemuth at the plate. Looks at a 1-2 pitch. In with the pitch and another breaking ball strikeout for Miller. But not before the Rams are able to plate two in the top of the seventh on a walk and a double. Or 2 hits, a single. So the Rams on 2 hits able to score 2 runs. Left 1 man on base. They now lead 5-0 in the top of the seventh, with the Sandites coming to the plate in the bottom of the seventh. Rams 5, Sandites 0 on the Owasso Rams Sports Network. We'll be right back. Welcome back here to Stego Field. We're going into the bottom of the seventh. Rams lead 5-0. And up to the plate is Kyler Copeland for the Sandites. Sandlin comes in with the first pitch, fouled off of his foot, maybe hit his shin there for strike one. David Sandlin has done just a masterful job tonight as he has 10 strikeouts for the evening and has just kept the Sandites at bay. Gave up 4 hits, but nothing really pressing as he's able to always work himself out of the inning. That was fouled off down the left-hand side for strike 2. Coach Turner is going to let him have a complete game tonight unless he gets into a pitch count trouble here in this inning. Doesn't look like it as he's only thrown 88 pitches so far in the ballgame as he comes in with a pitch for a called strike 3 for his 11th strikeout of the night. He is just humming along, folks. He's just got control out there on the mound. He is in control of this ballgame. As that will bring to the plate the second baseman, Seth Lyons, who's 0 for 2 and one of his strikeout victims for tonight. Sandlin gets the sign. And that was just a little bit low for ball one. Fastball just misses. Sandlin again with the sign, comes in with a pitch. That was just off the corner for ball 2. Didn't miss by much. I think David has been getting that calls, as has all pitchers tonight, but that one, the ump said maybe just a little too far off the plate. Sandlin set, comes back in and gets a swinging strike there by the lines. That offering a little bit behind. 2-1's the count, 1 out. Here in the bottom of the seventh. That must have been just low, couldn't tell from here, but as it is, it's ball 3. The count goes to 3-1. One of the few times tonight that Sandlin has been behind in the count. Comes with a pitch here, and that one's outside for a walk. That is David Sandlin's first walk issued for the night. That's how much control he has had. So that's an oddity for tonight for David Sandlin, as he has had just a masterful control of his pitches all night tonight. Brings to the plate the third baseman, Bryson Peterson. 1 out, 1 man on, and in with the pitch again. It's low and in the dirt, or in the turf for ball 1. Coach Turner is going to come out and check on his senior just to see how he's doing, as all of a sudden he's just lost a little bit of the control as he walked the last batter. He's going to check and ask him, I'm sure, do you want to try to finish, or you want to see if Big Nate can close this out? We'll see in a few minutes. I think David has talked him into it, saying, Coach, I got this. Still a long conversation here with the infield. All the infield, he's talking to all of them, making sure they've all got his back. Umpire's going to walk out and break it up, say, hey, this is long enough. Do what you're going to do. So we're going to reset here as David Sandlin stays on the mound for the Rams with 1 man on, 1 out, and a 1-0 count to Bryson Peterson. We'll see if the coach was able to impart any words of wisdom to get David settled down. See if he can get things settled out here and go back to work. Ball's hit high and deep, but it looks like underneath it is Wogamuth as he comes back with the catch. This time of night, folks, I don't know if you can tell, but the clouds are really kind of dusky. It's kind of a overcast kind of sky, and just really hard to see the ball off the bat, but Wogamuth was able to do that as he's able to come over into right field and make the play for the second out of the inning, which will bring to the plate John Miller, the designated hitter. He steps in from the left side. Sandlin in with the pitch, and that ball just low for ball 1. Sandlin trying to finish the Sandites off here as they lead 5-0, the Rams do. Here in the bottom of the 7th, 2 outs. 1 man on. That pitch is high for ball 2. Sandlin taking his time out there, taking a breath, getting his signs. Comes in with the pitch. That one's right down the gut for strike 1. 2-1 is the count, 2 outs, 1 man on. Here in the bottom of the 7th, if David can take care of this batter, we'll just wrap this up and come play again tomorrow. Sandlin gets the sign. That ball's hit softly out to Connor Beekler. He comes up with it over to Ackenhauser for the 3rd out of the night and the ball game. So the Rams win 5-0 in this regional play with a 4-hit shutout by David Sandlin and 11 strikeouts for the game. Just a great job on the mound by the senior. Has got a little bit shaken up there. Had a little trouble with the zone there at the end. Had a little talk by Coach Turner and was able to settle back down and get the last 2 outs for a complete game. So the Rams win 5-0 on 7 hits and no errors. The Sandites no runs on 4 hits, 2 errors. And the Rams will play for the championship tomorrow at 3 o'clock. If the Sandites are able to come up with a win, then they would have the if necessary game at 6 o'clock. So be listening to Owasso Sports Network tomorrow. We'll bring you that game again streaming live. It won't be on the radio because we won't be able to bring you that game because we can't bring games until after 5 with our contractual obligations. But you will be able to catch the game on the Owasso Sports Network. Check with InsideOwasso.com also, and the YouTube channel, the Owasso Sports YouTube channel. One way or the other, if you're not able to make it out here to the game, which we hope you do because the Rams always love a good crowd on hand tonight. Being a 3 o'clock game, maybe a little tougher to get out here, but if you're not able to, pick us up on the web, and we'll certainly bring this game to you. So the Rams on top tonight find themselves the winners of a 5-0 ball game over the Sandites, and we'll play again tomorrow at 3 o'clock. My name is Bill Bush, and you've been listening to Owasso Rams Baseball on the Owasso Rams Sports Network.